There's chatter that the Chinese economy could start opening up in 2023, and that I think presents some interesting opportunities for investors. There are 3 stocks in Macau, which is right next to China, that I think could double or more if China does open up their economy and tourism and gambling starts to happen again. Today, I want to talk about why this is the time to buy Macau's gambling stocks and what the future of these companies might look like. Before we get to that, I do want to thank this video's sponsor, The Motley Fool. You can see their top 10 stocks to buy right now at fool.com/Rive. So if you would like more investment ideas, that is a great place to go, fool.com/Rive, and it really helps out the show. Thanks, and on to Macau. This is the picture for Macau's gambling revenue over the last 4 years. You can see that in 2019, $36.3 billion in gambling revenue. That was about 6 times the size of the Las Vegas Strip, to put that into context. A ton of cash flow for companies that were operating there. 2020, there was actually a shutdown as early as February, but when travel was restricted because of the pandemic, Macau really took a giant hit. You can see that only $7.55 billion in revenue during that year. A little bit of a recovery in 2021 to $10.82 billion. But the resurgence of COVID, particularly in large cities in China this year, means that only $4.44 billion, down 50% from a year ago through the month of October. That's a massive hit for the companies operating in Macau. They're actually reporting negative cash flow. And that's a real surprise given the amount of money that used to be coming from Macau when there was really boom times in the region. But I think there could be some good news if we look at the data coming from Las Vegas right now. In Las Vegas, the pandemic wasn't nearly as severe as it was in China. The US doesn't have a zero COVID policy, but there was a big drop in revenue in 2020. You can see that in 2019, $6.59 billion in revenue on the Las Vegas Strip. That dropped to $3.73 billion in 2020. Now, once things started opening up again, people started traveling again, revenue jumped. Not only did it meet 2019 numbers, it exceeded it, $7.08 billion in revenue in 2021. And how are things going in 2022? Well, they're even better. This is actually record revenue in the Las Vegas Strip. Through the month of September, in the last 12 months, $8.21 billion in revenue. Things have never been better in Las Vegas. Now, could that happen in Macau? Let's go back to those numbers. Now, I think it is plausible that if the Chinese economy starts opening up in 2023, people will flood to Macau to gamble and get entertainment just like they did in Las Vegas. Could the region recover to their 2019 numbers? Well, it may not happen as quickly as it did in Las Vegas, but I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities. $36.3 billion in gambling revenue. We have actually seen higher numbers than that in the past in Macau. And so that is a level that I think we could see again. What would happen to stocks if we did see that kind of recovery in Macau? Well, let's look at this stock chart for the companies that have operations in Macau. You can see the only company that's done really well over the last 3 years is MGM Resorts. That's primarily because Macau does not provide a majority of their revenue. The Las Vegas Strip and U.S. regional casinos is a majority of what MGM Resorts does. They own a little over 50% of the operations in Macau that they have there, but it's not a big deal if Macau drops for MGM Resorts. It would just be nice to have. But the other companies that you see here, Las Vegas Sands, Melco Resorts, and Wynn Resorts, do generate a majority of their revenue either in Macau or in Asia overall. If we see gambling recover, entertainment spending, hotel rooms, restaurants, bars, and other entertainment facilities, we could see these stocks spike. You can see that Melco Resorts is one that's down 65%. Now, is it reasonable to think that they may go back to their 2019 levels? I think that is possible if Macau recovers. Wynn Resorts and Las Vegas Sands haven't been hit quite as hard as Melco because they do have operations. Wynn has an operation in Las Vegas and in the Boston area. Las Vegas Sands actually sold their Las Vegas casino and all of their U.S. properties, but they do have a property in Singapore that is very profitable for them. So they haven't been hit quite as hard on the stock market. But if Macau comes back and they start generating billions of dollars in cash flow from Macau, these stocks could jump as well. So the question for investors here is, what is the upside in Macau and is it already priced in? I think based on these charts, the answer is investors are not expecting a lot from Macau right now. But as we hear more and more about the Chinese economy opening, about zero COVID policy, possibly ending in 2023, or at least being relaxed in 2023, I think Macau could be a region that really benefits. Three stocks that I think could reasonably double in 2023 and 2024 because of the benefit of Macau is Las Vegas Sands, Melco Resorts, and Wynn Resorts. What do you think? Do these stocks have that much upside? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Give this video a like, and of course, follow the Ride Project. I will see you here next time.